I feel like my advice is based on my age. So if I were speaking to a 21-year-old me or a 21-year-old kid, the first thing I would tell them is...
Physical age or mental age?
Well, I mean, we're still all 18, let's be honest. But the first thing the first thing I would tell them is to enroll themselves in a driving school to understand how to control the car properly.
Yes.
So I know Pinnacle.
Okay, that's what you meant.
Yeah, I know Pinnacle. So Colin Casey runs Pinnacle Driving, who's an incredible instructor. I did the BMW Performance Driving School probably about 10 years ago now. And I remember leaving that day going, how have I not died behind the road? They went over everything from like 90% of the population, 95% of the population
doesn't know how to drive,
sits in the incorrect spot.
And
they don't sit properly in a car.
And mirrors as well.
Mirrors.
The positions of mirrors, that is so big.
Seating position. They took us through everything from how to understand what understeer is, oversteer is, ABS. Everyone has ABS.
But if you're a broke child, because you can't go to BMW driving school without dropping what, $2,000?
It was only $500.
Yeah, that's still not bad.
But
Canadian, 500 Canadian, which for American is $150.
It's about $13. But that would truly be my piece of advice. I mean, every car is ABS. No one knows what it does until you're about to hit something.
Yeah, no. If that's the case, then yeah, I definitely agree with that.
That would be my one
and
piece
honestly,
of advice.
Find a very, very and this is hard.
And spend money on brakes. Spend all of your money on brakes.
Not all. I haven't done a single brake job in my life.
Brakes are key, man.
Well, it's because I don't keep them long enough, and I treat the car.
I get rid of my. Oh my God! I'll never.
Speaking
of keeping a car, I'll never forget the first time I went to get my car serviced after I left the car world. Holy shit!
Sir, this is where we put your hands, and now bend over.
Well, that's just it, right? I mean, I had this wonderful privilege of having a demo, and even when I had my summer car. I got great shop rates and things like that. I'll never forget my first shop bill. And I was like, oh, yeah.
I'm not going on vacation this year. Crap. But you know what?
I was going to get laser eye surgery, but instead I'm going to get a brake job and an oil change.
I would honestly tell kids these days also to find an empty parking lot where it's very, very secluded.
Learn how to screw up.
With nothing around. And I'm talking like no poles.
Yep.
I'm not going to say where I go because that'll just that might get around.
I mean, all 4 people that watch this might end.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I would. I definitely.
Yeah,
say go there and try things, mess up, screw up. Because I actually grew up, so when it comes to going sideways in the snow, I am fully self-taught. Because I had 2 construction cones that I borrowed.
Yeah.
Which I still need to return. And I would say like, okay, let's put them side by side or like apart, maybe 2 car lengths. And let's go through it sideways, see how much control I can get. And then I just kept on getting them closer and closer and closer, hit it a few times. And that's the thing, you'll learn. And that way, just in case something goes down on the streets, I don't have anxiety about gearing down, clutch kicking, and just up, right? You learn so much.
Yeah, the only way to be comfortable in those situations is to have put yourself in those situations before in a controlled environment.
And now I do that with every car I drive. Like, sorry, not every car I drive, but every car I own, I will try and push it within its out of its limits, but in a controlled space.
Yeah, I mean, it takes time for you to learn your vehicle,
and that's where I learned, and again, opinions are subjective. What I like versus when it comes to xDrive. Audi's Quattro system, Subaru's all-wheel drive, who understeers, who oversteers, who has a perfect weight distribution, blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
So that's my little thing. Now that you said that, I'm like, okay, I have to touch on find an empty parking lot because I do agree with that.